Genesis. Nice theme.
Nothing lives within. I look around and I find no trace to tell me what has been. So far I've come to find there's no one here, no life I fear. I came for nothing, they have gone, and nobody's home. No one's home. Somehow, the world that I was sent to reach has got no future now. Across the galaxy to spread the word and no one heard. I came for nothing, I'm alone, and nobody's home.
It's a beautiful chord progression here, this little theme. I think that was a key change. Was never sung, no elegy was read, no monument was carved in stone in memory of the dead. For those who made this place do not remain, they feel no pain. A stranger fate was never known. Cool tune. That was really interesting written song. I like that. Oh, I think this is the instrumental. The spider.
This is written by Steve Walsh, apparently.
It's a strange aberration, this brainstorm of youth, though it's lost in translation, from fancy to truth.
I thought it was an instrumental.
It's hopelessly human.
Okay, I'm confused.
Both inside and out.
Oh well.
A joyous occasion. No reason to doubt. It's easy somehow. What once was elusive is calling me now. I am waiting. I am patiently doing nothing. Into reverie, climbing higher, seeing everything, interacting, slowly spiraling. I am giving while I'm watching the light. I'm living, precious energy escalating. What was once just a game, it's never the same. No one's to blame.
Yeah, the lyrics are all out of order. They're not specific to the order of the albums, so that's what confused me. I don't know what I'm listening to now. This is so proggy. These guys are total prog heads. Yeah. This band has a lot of originality, or loads of really unique riffs and, you know, playing with the time signatures. Man, the 70s. The good old 70s.
It's a strange situation. There's no cause for alarm. All these hot licks and rhetoric surely do you no harm. They're hopelessly human, both inside and out. A joyous occasion. There's no reason to doubt when each word is read. Would you know the difference if nothing was said? All is rhythm, all is unity.
I like that hushing down there.
As it's meant to be, just amusing. I am using the word was given, making harmony, moving slowly, dancing aimlessly in the circle, turning fearlessly, resurrected, falling down again, introspected. I'm just stating my views. Now you
That
can
section
choose.
was so
What
good.
do you feel?
It's so classic.
This time.
Yeah, this song's kind of a favorite. I like this a lot. I don't even know which one it is. nice though. Okay, I gotta quickly just restart my camera. Hold on. Okay, that's it. No problems. That was one of my favorite tracks, that one. I really like that a lot. I don't even know what's called, because it's out of order. Let's see if I can figure that out. Hey, this sounds familiar. Okay, I'm hearing a live track. Hold on, I'm going to pause that. That tells me that the source I got this from... that makes a lot of sense. It says there's 10 minutes left, but somebody just tagged on something that wasn't from this album. I'm sure of it. That must have been Hopelessly Human, that last song I heard, which actually marks the end of the album. Okay, so that makes about sense. That makes about sense. That doesn't make about sense. So I really like that album. Thanks a lot, Job, for buying it for me and sending it to me. I really appreciate that. Sorry I didn't listen to it for so long. Nothing personal whatsoever. Of course, you understand. When you're doing a reaction channel, you just, as soon as you react to one song or one album, you got to go edit it, and you're thinking about the next one you're going to do. So you're always moving forward. And when you have spare time, I like to listen to music in my spare time. I'm trying to do that more. That seems to be the way I can kind of keep on top of things. Otherwise, you just never listen to anything except for what you're reacting to, it seems. So, and no free time almost, you know. So, anyways, really nice album, beautiful. There's so much there. There's no way I can absorb it all in one listen, and it's unpredictable, which is one of the characteristics of music I really like. I love to hear a song and be surprised, and not just in tones, not just in, you know, but also originality, also in songwriting, in sort of the techniques of writing neat riffs and sort of sewing them all together, which is a lot of prog is like that. It's sort of like those things that cover the bed with that have little squares on them. What do you call them? Wow. Can't believe I forgot the name, but you know what I mean. They cover the bed, they have lots of little squares, and all the squares are knit together into one nice whole piece. And that's sort of like what prog is. It's sort of knitting together ideas into a whole, a conceptual whole, maybe, you know, something that all seems to unite together, seems to have some relation to each other, rather than just one homogeneous straight pattern that covers your bed. That's one little metaphor there for you. So I think the thing that stood out to me about this album was the singing was great, and how impressed I am with Steve Walsh. I mean, I've heard his name a million times growing up on the FM radio, listening to it. I always hear Steve Walsh, Steve Walsh. He must have lots of things he's done in his career after Kansas, solo work and everything. But listening back to this, I'm very impressed with his singing, the songwriting, and never knowing that he was actually, had prog roots. The violinist was fantastic. Keyboards, beautiful. Drumming, really good. Bass playing, really good. I mean, they're so tight, and there's been comments below the videos that I've put out of Kansas where you've mentioned that you've seen them live, and you mentioned check out the live album, so we'll do that at some point too on the channel, and how tight they are. And that's I love that about bands, that they're all like, when I was in bands, I always loved to rehearse them as much as possible. That would always be my goal before performing, just as much as possible, because I love a show where everyone is totally on the same page, the unit as a unit, and all the musicians are completely tight. I love that. So, mind you, there are kinds of musical forms that you don't want that. You want it to be more sloppy, like using the analog again of an artist who's not necessarily doing surrealism. He's going to do broader strokes instead of quote unquote sloppy. So with music, it does that too. I guess this was Kansas at a peak. What would you say? Leave a comment below. Is this Kansas at a peak? Is this like their peakness in the 70s? What happened with their career to go up and down? I'm sure it did, as many bands, I'm sure as many bands have lots of their ups and downs. I mean, it's hard to put out a consistent career, especially if you're going beyond 8 or 10 years. I think the Beatles were the only exception. That's why they're such an amazing band, where they started and they finished, and it's under a decade, and they just did nothing but progress and evolve richly, deeply. And Kansas, I guess, is a band that I need to explore some more and get to know their albums. Of course, I've got this one now, so I'm going to be listening to this now on my turntable. Now that I've reacted to it, I can go ahead and stick it on the turntable platter, and that's always fun. It's the only Kansas album I have. If you have more suggestions, you think I should do another reaction to a whole Kansas album, do let me know. How's my video doing? Good. We're good. Lots of time. I do notice how a lot of Kansas fans are they are Kansas fans. I mean, you're a Kansas fan when you're a Kansas fan, because I've seen a lot of you dedicated Kansas fans react and make comments and interact. And as you know, I don't react. I read all of the comments. I can't actually answer them all. And Prog Dog, what did you think? If you're going to rate that album, that's an easy 8.5 out of 10. My first reaction, 8.5 out of 10. It's a really solid album. No skippers, no songs that I would say, oh, I got to skip that. Even the one which I thought I wanted to skip because I've heard it so many times before, but Destined to Win, when you put it on, it's like, oh, yeah, this is enjoyable. This is good. It's a classic song. So you don't kind of knee-jerk react and want to skip that song as soon as you start listening to it, because it's like, no, this is a very nice song. And I did read a little bit of the stories behind it, that it was kind of like a demo, and one of the guys in the band who was doing that riff just kind of didn't expect a lot out of it. It was using it like just sort of like just a little practice piece or something. Yes, I shall enjoy this album. 8.5 out of 10. Very, very good album. Very American. That's something to celebrate too. American prog as opposed to British prog, or South American prog or Argentine prog. It's very distinct, which is great. I mean, it's so nice that there's so many different styles of prog. That's really, really cool. Geographical influences on prog. That's interesting. So that is my reaction to the album from me and Prog and Sharky. Prog Dog and Sharky, I should say. And we all say, I bid you adieu, and don't fall off the end of the earth. There's my little wise message for the end of the song.
Don't fall off the end of the earth. Make sure you stay on the earth.
Okay. Spiraling out. Talk to you later. Bye.